Hello, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Saving United series. We're about to kick off season 2 against last season's champions. Let's get into it. So, admittedly, the squad doesn't really look too much different. It just has a bit of a different feel to it after we got rid of a couple of players and we brought the likes of Rashford back from loan. He's been doing very, very well in the European games in pre-season. And then we've got the likes of Fletcher, Collier, who's also done very well, kind of making up the numbers from the reserves when they're back from their loans. So it feels like a new squad, although it probably doesn't look like one at the moment. We still have got some money to spend, and I'll talk to you a little bit more about that situation. And I'd expect us to make a few more signings for sure. But today's episode, we're going to take you through the Arsenal game and then both legs against Leverkusen in the Intertoto Cup final. I kind of didn't show you the Bodo Glimt games or the second leg against Nicosia as part of the last episode, just because the first leg against Nicosia was so emphatic, and I didn't feel like Bodo Glimt would be that big of a challenge for us. And as you can see, we won the first leg away from home 5-0, 2 from Rashford, one from Fernandes and 2 from Mbeumo. And we won the second leg 1-0 at home, and it was Bruno Fernandes again getting on the score sheet. We're playing Arsenal in a few days' time. Arsenal won the Premier League last season, so that will be a good tester to see how the summer has treated our squad. I'm kind of optimistic about maybe getting into the top 4. One thing the board did say is that they wanted domestic and European success, so we have to win these 2 legs against Leverkusen. That's why we're going to show you them, because that qualifies us for the UEFA Cup, which is a competition that we will have to target to win. Leverkusen obviously are going to be a bit of a tougher side than the likes of Bodo Glimt and Nicosia. So I'm a little bit nervous about this. And in terms of our aims for this season in the league, like I say, top 4, but it'd be nice to bring in a domestic trophy, whether that's the League Cup, whether that's the FA Cup, whether it's the Premier League, who knows? But that's the sort of way we need to be looking at things here. I'm just scanning through the fixtures because, as you well know, last season, if you watch last season, you'll see that we had the likes of Chelsea, Liverpool, City and Arsenal playing all 4 of them back to back to back to back twice over the course of the season. And that was kind of like the main games that I was showing you guys and playing some of the other games in the background. We don't really seem to have that situation apart from here fairly early on. We have got Chelsea, Liverpool and City. So maybe that could be what we show you as part of the next episode. Who knows? Let's see how this one goes first of all. Transfer market wise, like I say, we're not really bringing in too many players. I've been in for the likes of Semenyo. I've been in for the likes of Nico Paz. In fact, I think we've still got bids on them. Canus and I tried to bring in as well. There was loads of players we looked at. We looked at Harry Kane. We've looked at Bergvall. We've looked at El Hadji Malik Diouf, Archie Gray. We put a few bids in for. We just don't be able to. We're just not able to spend some of this money. Castello, Lebecca, Lekeba, not Lebecca, Jarell Kwanzaa. We even looked at Esri Konza. We've got a bid in for at the moment. So we're still trying to move in the transfer market. It's just proving a lot more difficult than I thought it would be to get some of these transfers over the line. As you can see there, our bid for this lad here, Arthur Atta, who I really like, has just been rejected from Udinese, and Aston Villa just turned down 10 million for Konza. So we're trying. We've just agreed to let Sonny Al Jafri leave the club. He is going to be joining Fleetwood for £425,000. That's another player leaving. Again, like we say, not too many coming in. We are looking all over Europe. We've got scouts out in Scandinavia. We've got scouts out in South America. We really are trying to sign some players. What we might have to do here is to let the season sort of run its course. Players will become available on the transfer market, see who's not playing, see who is playing, see who's doing well, and then maybe pick a few players as the season goes on. But in the meantime, we have to deal with this. A first game of the season against Arsenal. I'm quite excited about this. it'll be good to see how this squad shapes up against last season's champions. We're going to go with Lamons in goal. We're going to go Luke Shaw and Mazraoui at the back. They had a really good season last year. Maguire and De Ligt are going to continue at centre-back. Amadou Onana is suspended for this one. Kobe Mainoo's injured, so I'm actually going to bring in Toby Collier, the lad from the academy. You can see he started 3 of those continental games, and he's done really well, an 8.5 average rating and 1 assist to his name. We had been playing Kobe Mainoo next to Fernandez. So I think we're going to go Ugarte Fernandez as that midfield 2 with Cunha heading up the diamond. And then we've been going Rashford and we've been going Mbeumo. And that's been working pretty well for us in pre-season. On the bench, we're going to go Radek, we're going to go Dallo, Casemiro. I'm gonna take a bit of a punt here and go for probably Jack Fletcher ahead of Mount, and then Šeško takes up the last spot on the bench. That's what we are going to do against Arsenal. We're still playing our 4-4 diamond, narrow diamond 2, if that's what you want to call it. It finished the season strongly, so I'm hoping we can start this one just as strong. And that's a good start. Gabriel getting sent off 3 minutes in. And Marcus Rashford, on his return to the club from his loan at Barcelona, he's only gone and scored, hasn't he? Oh, I was going to say and again, but it has been disallowed. That's a really encouraging start to Rashford. I was in and ahhing as to whether or not we actually let Rashford go, whether we try and sell him. But I thought he kind of fits the profile of what I'm trying to bring into the club in terms of Man United DNA, having a British core to the side. And he's done really, really well. He's had 2 goals disallowed so far in this half. And he had a good pre-season in the European games. And he seems to be running Arsenal ragged at the moment. Arsenal don't look like they've made any signings, or if they have, they're certainly not made their way into the first team, but they did win the league last year. So you can read into that what you want. Are they resting on their laurels where everyone around them seems to be strengthening and finding their groove? Who knows? We did finish 7th last year, and we were 11 points off them. Mazraoui makes it 2. This could be a real signal of intent for this season as to how we want to do. I did say at the end of last season we might have to look at tackling. Arsenal make it 2-1. Yeah, I did say we might have to look at tackling just because we were getting a lot of red cards, but we were going in hard every game here. I am going to take Collier off for that reason, because we are prone to a red card, and we did get a lot of fines last season. Šeško and Casemiro are going to come on, experienced heads for, who do we bring off there? Rashford and Collier. Let's just see if we can see this out against 10 men Arsenal. It would be disappointing to let this lead slip, but it would be a little bit United based on the kind of antics we were getting up to last season, where, I'm amazed that I'm still in the job, to be honest. De Ligt has got himself sent off. Really not ideal. We're going to have to sacrifice someone. Cunha is going to be the sacrifice, and we're going to have to put Mazraoui at centre-back, or do we put him at left-back and put Shaw in next to Maguire just to see this out? I think because of that, we're now just going to go defensive and we're going to hit it long. Why not? We're not going to press. We will counter-attack though. Let's go. We've got 12 minutes left to go. 12 minutes left to play. I don't like the amount of pressure Arsenal are putting on us here. Although stats are saying we've kind of had the better of the game in terms of the chances, we have got away with it. I said we're prone to a red card. This guy seems very prone to a red card. I think he's the reason for a lot of the fines last year. He always seemed to do something stupid when we were 1-0, 2-0 up in games. And normally it cost us, but it hasn't this time. He's only just come back from a 4-game ban, I think. And now he looks like he's got another 3. But there we go. I'm pleased with that. I'm very, very happy with that. We're going to play the Leverkusen games as part of this episode as well. And we're going to see if we can make any moves in the transfer market. And I'll bring you back if anything happens. So this is who we are currently in for in the transfer market. Antoine Semenyo, he's still at Bournemouth. He hasn't actually gone to City yet. We've put a big, big bid in for him because, I mean, look at him. He looks great. He scored 14 goals for a decent Bournemouth side last season. I think playing with the quality of player that we got here at United, he could score a lot more. He's already got 1-1, and I kind of feel like if he came in, and maybe someone like a Sheshko might be up for transfer because he hasn't really hit the ground running. But he's kind of got everything. He's a bit of a physical beast. He's got the pace. He can finish. He can move with the ball. He's got a bit of flair about him, a little bit of aggression, but he could be the number 9 that we're kind of holding out for. Nico Paz is another one that we're looking at bringing in. 21 years old, already 11 caps for Argentina. We've made a few bids for him. I'm really keen on him. He might block the development of the likes of James Scanlon and Jack Fletcher, but he's such a good player, isn't he? So that's the reason why we're going fairly big on him for £10 million. And the last player we're in for is a young left back called Da Vinci. I'd never heard of this guy. Scouts brought him to my attention. We've made a £7 million bid for him. Again, we keep having to up it and up it and up it. But he's 18, capped at under 21. And this is why I am keen on him. He's got the strength. He's got the stamina. His tackling's brilliant. Marking's good. Decent in the air for a fullback, but he's so quick and he's great going forward. He would be an amazing signing for us. And again, maybe we can move on Patrick Dorgu and he could take over from Luke Shaw on left back duties at some point. This is what we're trying to do. We're trying to create a squad full of young, hungry talent. You can see there, Bournemouth have rejected £20 million from Man United for Antoine Semenyo. So we're back to the drawing board. I do want to bring in a big marquee striker. I just don't know who that's going to be right now. Right, the Leverkusen game is upon us. So we are playing the first leg away from home. There we go. The FA have revoked De Ligt's ban. So it obviously wasn't a red card. We've seen that a few times. It happened a couple of times last season in games that we went down to 10 and in some cases 9, and it actually ended up costing us points. And you know, when the season finished as tightly as it did in terms of who was getting a European spot, that's quite a frustrating thing to see happen. But yeah, it seems to have happened again. Hopefully that's not a pattern. Do we want to make too many changes here? I mean, Harry Maguire looks like he is struggling. So maybe the obvious thing to do is to take out Maguire, put somebody else in, probably Lisandro Martinez, for a bit of an experienced head, and then a couple of players to add to the bench. Who are we going to go with? I think we need another striker. Chido Obi is going to come onto the bench, and maybe another defender in Harry Maguire. Yeah, Onana is still out. He is now injured. He's going to be out for a month. So Collier is going to continue in the side, doing the fantastic work he has been. And let's hope that we can get a good result away at Leverkusen. Okay, kick-off in Leverkusen. It's a decent Leverkusen side. We did actually have a little look at that Martin Terrier, who's up front for them. And Christian Kafane has put them 1-0 up. They've also got Jarell Kwanzaa, who we were also very interested in bringing in at one point. Yeah, that's not a great start, is it really? If the board want European success, we kind of have to win this to qualify for the UEFA Cup. And we are 1-0 down at half-time. I don't think we're going to beat around the bush too much here. If things are not going well, we're going to make changes. Sheshko's going to come on for Mbeumo. The midfield is struggling a little bit, but I don't think it's a game for Jack Fletcher to be thrown into the centre of midfield. And I don't think it's the right move to bring on Casemiro. So we're just going to make the one change at half-time. Sheshko coming in for Mbeumo. I want this squad to be competitive, so I don't want to be too worried about do we want to throw this player in? Do we want to see what happens? If changes need to be made, we have to be in a position at Manchester United where we can make those changes and make things happen. Luke Shaw is struggling. He's going to come off for Dallo. I'm going to move Mazraoui to left back and Dallo at right back. I think we're going to go a little bit more direct in the hope that we get something out of this. Cunha is not having a great game either. So I think we're going to bring on Chido Obi and we're going to go over straight 3 up top. See if we can get something. We still got the second leg to play, so I'm not devastated by this, by a 1-0 defeat, if it stays at 1-0. But I don't like the fact that in the first leg, we're potentially coming back to United and giving a good side something to defend. And they will take a 1-0 lead into the second leg at Old Trafford. And they will have a 1-goal advantage to defend. Considering how well we played against Arsenal, that's a little bit worrying. Hopefully we'll be able to turn this tie on its head in the second round. As you can see, we are getting bids rejected left, right and centre. So last time I showed you the menu bid was rejected. This time, Nico Paz has had an offer rejected. I threw a cheeky bid in for Lautaro Martinez, just trying to find a big signing up front. That was rejected. And now the left back that I really like, Da Vinci, his bid has been rejected. So I'm going to go one more time for Da Vinci at £10 million. He is only valued at 2. So, I mean, Getafe, they're not really playing him too much. That's feels like it's a good deal for them. And it feels like it could be a good deal for us because he is a player that I really do like the look of. But yeah, transfers as part of this project have been a little bit all over the place. Is that a thing with the updated database? Is that a thing with the fact that I'm using a patch? I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you do. Another one rejected. We actually went in for Morgan Rogers as a number 10, really, although he can play up front. But my plan was to use him as a number 10 with Bruno Fernandes sat next to Mainu, and then Cunha can then move back up front to partner, maybe Rashford or Mbeumo. But yeah, I'm bidding well above the value of these players, and we're getting absolutely nowhere with them. But we're going to keep plugging away. We are going to keep plugging away. We've got the Leverkusen game coming up. Right, second leg against Leverkusen. Big game early doors in season 2. Maguire is going to come back in for Martinez. Not that I think that Martinez was the reason we ended up losing that one. I think we might put Lenny Yoro on the bench. I'm kind of going off Martinez a little bit, I will admit. Especially when we put him on for one of his first appearances after coming back from injury I think it was in the derby last year, wasn't it? The Manchester derby, and he just got sent off, absolutely smashed someone apparently. I haven't really been able to trust him since then. Kobbie Mainoo is going to come back into that midfield. And I think that's all the changes that we can really make at the moment. But it's a strong squad. At home against Leverkusen, I believe this squad, this starting 11, should be able to do the business for us. Come on, the boys. What system are they playing? We didn't really have a look at that last year, did we? Last game. They're kind of doing similar to what Arsenal did last season, which is a very low block, pretty hard to break down, I'd imagine. But yeah, we could do get an early goal. We do, and it's been disallowed. That's the third disallowed goal Rashford's had so far this season. That's frustrating. That would have been a fantastic start, getting us back on level terms early doors and giving us something to go and attack. At the moment, Leverkusen, they know that they've got something to defend and they look pretty happy with how they're set up to go and defend that. They've gone and scored again. I think they're catching us on the counter by the looks of these stats. This could be us crashing out of Europe, which gives us no real excuses not to go on and get into the top 4, I suppose. With no European distractions. Europe is never a distraction. I hate it when people say that. But if you're not playing in Europe and you're a club of Man United's stature, you have to be fighting, don't you? For that top 4. Maybe even more. Making a couple of changes. Šeško and Dalot coming on. We're changing the changing the shape slightly. It's not a diamond anymore. It's more of a 4-3-3 with Fernandez being a little bit more advanced. In fact, I think I'm going to go back to attacking for this one. We need 2 goals and we need them quickly. It doesn't look like it's going to come. Last roll of the dice is going to be Chido Obi coming on to the pitch to replace Mbuemo. 15 minutes left. This could be a big dent to our season 2 successes, early doors as well. First episode of season 2. And we could be in trouble. We might well be in trouble here because we've been knocked out of the Intertoto Cup, which I think means we are not playing in Europe this year. Inter Milan have just decided they're going to come in and try and make a bid for Bruno Fernandes. I mean, I remember saying right at the start of this, he could be a player that we might try and move on before he gets too old and his value drops too much. But he's just been so important to us. 20 goals and 10 assists in 35 last season. We can't afford to let him go at the moment, but we do have to have a serious look at this squad. And I'm starting to wonder, was it a fluke against Arsenal? Thank you for watching this episode of Saving United. If you have enjoyed it, please do give us a like. Please do give us a subscribe. And if you could do me a favour, drop a comment down below and let me know who your marquee signing would be. In my head, it was always, we need to get a big number 9, someone that can rival like the Haalands of City, for example. But I'm starting to wonder whether or not we need some shoring up at the back. But what would you do? Let me know. Who would your signing be? What position would you be going after? Give me some inspiration. And we've got a lot of work to do. So until the next time, take care.